Yeah, here we are at my sports talk. We got Tom and Sam. We got a guest in the house. Mitch here joined us to talk Michigan, talk some sports. We got a lot of things going on with the national title football game that happened Monday night. We also got some Michigan basketball to talk about. Had a big win this week on Wednesday. Was it, oh, Tuesday night against Wisconsin. And a couple other things going on with the sports world here. But I think first off, I think we should probably talk a little bit about that football game a little bit. Alabama against Ohio State. I know everybody watched, even though the Nielsen ratings were a little down compared to the past. They were talking a little bit about that I think they need to do an adjustment to the playoff system, but because the Nielsen ratings weren't as high as they have been in past years, I heard. But I know everybody that wanted to watch it. We're watching it. So, but Bama started, it was 14-14 at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 14-14. It was
after
pretty amazing to watch.
After the turnover, yeah.
And they put the hammer down on them, and even without their star receiver that caught 215 yards or 212 yards in the first half, and 12 catches, new national title record for catches. You know, the guy had an outstanding first half, and the quarterback. I mean, they're trying to decide who to give the MOP to. The outstanding offensive player was obviously went to Smith, but justifiably could have gone to Jones. He had 450 yards passing and 4 touchdowns or 5. What did he end up with?
Amazing.
But it was an entertaining game. I mean, all in all, I mean, not for Ohio State fans, but for anybody else that watch it, I think it was entertaining.
I think for most of us, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I got to say, I wasn't rooting for either one. I wanted to see a good game. I just wanted to see a very tight, even if it was high scoring game, just for fun. But once Alabama took control, it was like, okay, just step on their throats, kick them in the balls, and just score as much as you can.
Yeah,
pretty much what they did.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of one of those games that there was no way Ohio State was stopping them, right? I mean, they pretty much got whatever they wanted to, and they stopped themselves on the fumble inside inside their own 20 there. Jones dropped the ball, but you got the feeling that Ohio State, they kept up for as long as they could, but you knew it was just they weren't gonna be able to keep up the pace, right?
Yeah.
And this wasn't,
especially losing the running back.
This wasn't one of Alabama's, best defenses. They had, they got some playmakers out there in Surtain and that big defensive lineman, but they're really young defensively, right? They basically, I think most of those linebackers come back. They had a lot of youth in the secondary and still got, but I think it wasn't one of their better defenses, but good enough, right? I mean, all they had to do was with that offense, right?
Wouldn't you say in college football and a lot in the pros, it's not so much about the defense. Maybe you slow somebody down until they make a mistake, but the offenses are the key.
Yeah, I think for sure. But I mean, you still at the end of the day, you need to be able to stop somebody when you have to, right? I mean,
but that just doesn't happen very often anymore. I mean, these offenses are so spectacular. And you look in the pros and you watch great quarterbacks move the ball down the field, except for Phillip Rivers. When he's trying to move them down on the field and throw on 3rd and 4th down when all he needed was about 10 yards for a first down. But in general, you watch the quarterbacks and, everything is geared toward the offense is having success. And they're able to move the ball.
Really break.
Quarterbacks, good teams can move the ball pretty well. So,
I
mean, you can have a great defense, but add to the offenses.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, the defenses were really non-existent for the most part. I mean, but even then, Ohio State only got 24 points after they got 14 to start with. They only got 10 more the rest of the game. So
it looked like they blinked a little. Looked like they blinked a little bit. They had some guys get a little spooked.
They just that's the thing with even with you compare the numbers. They compare the numbers of Alabama to last year's LSU team.
Yeah,
And they're pretty similar, scary similar.
Yeah,
The numbers that they put,
exactly.
and it's pretty similar to the shock and awe, almost the kind of statement like that where they hit you and then man, you're done. You have life support once they put the hammer down on you, and they did it. It was surprising maybe that Notre Dame hung with them a little bit more with them than what Ohio State ended up hanging with them
Right.
with Alabama, right, Sam? So you just
Yeah.
got a lot of stuff there where you think, well, was it a game plan? Was it just a situation? But they lost a couple guys on the end tackles, and then the guard went out, the running back went out. You lose guys, it's demoralizing for the team. Sometimes takes the heart out of everybody. But well, I don't know. I mean, Fields didn't have a great game, obviously, and that's kind of how he played all season. He had a great game against Clemson, and he came back and didn't have that game. In the national title game, no question about it. He was down in that game. So, what do you think, Mitchell? You were sitting there. Did you watch a little bit of it?
I was watching The Bachelorette, bro.
Oh, you watched The Bachelor? You watched a little Bachelor?
I'm sorry to hear that.
I had it on my phone for a little bit, but
Yeah,
I kind of knew going into it, it was not going to be pretty.
yeah. You kind of figured Bama was a 9-point favorite. To start, went off at 9-point favorite, and some people thought Ohio State might stay within that 9. I'm not going to say that I didn't think that, but end up being a different story, and they win by almost 30, right? So, but good game, and Bama, he wins his 7th national title, 6 at Bama for Saban there, and beat Bear Bryant for most national titles. Now he's got the title for that, and he can ride off into the sunset if he wanted to. He's got all the titles he's needed. What else is there for him to do? Kind of thing.
I don't see him going anywhere.
No, I don't think so either.
He's got a lot of life left in him. He's not that old, so
yeah, that machine's going to just keep rebuilding itself,
Oh, yeah.
But speaking of rejuvenating themselves, I'm hearing there's a guy going to sign with the Jacksonville Jaguars today. Start coaching down there. Do you guys hear that?
There's a rumor. I heard it too.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close to being final that Urban Meyer's going to NFL ranks here. And
I think it was announced.
Jaguars.
Yeah, it was
finalized. Okay.
It was finalized.
It's finalized now. Yeah. Oh.
I mean, how surprised is everybody that he's going to go to the pros?
I'm not surprised.
Oh, I am.
You're surprised?
I don't see him taking that style of play that he has to the pros. I don't know that it fits.
Yeah, I think we'll have to adapt a little bit, but
without a certain.
Yeah, we're frozen there, Tommy, a little bit.
System and his style.
Yeah, I think he'll surround himself with a good staff, and but you see, Saban gave it a try, and it didn't really work out for him, and a lot of guys have gone that route, and didn't really work out for them either, going from the college to the pros.
He just wants to be there for 3 more years, and if Harbaugh fails, he'll come back, or if Kelly fails, he'll come back.
Right. Yeah, I think Notre Dame. He could probably come back to Notre Dame. That's probably one of his jobs he wants.
Yeah.
How old is Urban? How old is Urban, by the way?
It's a great question.
I think he's like 62 or something.
Is he? Okay.
That's my guess.
That's not old.
Right, Tom?
I didn't say he was old. I just wanted how old.
How old is Urban Meyer?
There you go.
56, guys.
How much?
He's only 56.
Shoot, he's younger than me.
Younger than you,
It's
Sam?
not that old.
He's younger than me.
Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
He looks older than me.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, that he does.
He does.
Yeah. Well, you look at
I can take
going back to the national title game. What do you guys think about expansion? A lot of talk since the game's been over, going to 8 teams, going to 6 teams. What do you guys think? Does the BCS have to go that way, or do you think it's got to ride out? I mean, it looks like right now you look at the favorites going into next year, and of the 6 top favorite teams, 4 of them already played in the finals this year. So do you change it up?
I want Mitch to answer first. Mitch has been watching this for a handful of years. We've been watching it for a lifetime. What'd you say?
I want 8 teams.
You want 8?
How do you determine the 8? Where does your 8 come from?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Because that matters.
It does.
Conference
I'd
champions.
say the final record. Like, I think Cincinnati should have been in there. Because why not? They're undefeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so was Western Michigan a few years ago. Did they deserve to be in there?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's where it gets hairy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'll let. I don't know. Are you finished, Mitch?
Yeah, I'm done. Colin roast me for whatever I say, so I'll just let it.
No.
I'm just
Very interesting.
curious. I'm just curious
I
because
think it's cool.
there has to be a criteria.
You go division champions. Do you go?
It can't be 15 guys smoking cigars in the room saying, "God, I really like that team." That doesn't work.
I didn't hear what he said.
What was that, Tom?
Hey, breaking up.
Run that again.
Go ahead, Sam. I want to hear Sam's opinion.
Okay.
Well, I think one argument for that I would have, or that I would agree with, that is to expanding it, just because all of the rest of the games, what were traditionally the bowl games that you and I and Pat grew up with, are now meaningless. So at least it would make more meaningful,
Games,
more games that would mean something. At the end of the day, in any of these past years, if you were changed it to 8, would the national championship be different? Probably not. It would still be the same team that would win it all, probably over these past few years, but at least it would make for a few more meaningful games than we currently have. Because I think biggest thing for people, guys of our generation, right? We used to remember all the bowl games, right? You sat down, you watched every one of them. Everyone had pretty much a full crowd, right? The big ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you look at them and nobody really cares about the other ones anymore, other than right? They're half full, if that. And so my argument would be for, expansion would make that you'd have more, a number of more meaningful bowl games leading up to the national.
How do you seed it? How do you pick?
I don't know. That's a tough.
Your division winners get in. I think you take everybody, and then you just seed them according to how the rankings were at the end of the season. And 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5, or you go 16. You go just the other way around, or you give a couple teams a bye or whatever. But it's like anything. You can sit right now and say, well, at the NFL, why have this playoff when Kansas City and Green Bay are probably the 2 best teams? But we're going to play these other games just because they're going to raise money. They're going to make, for theater. People are going to enjoy watching it. People are going to wager on the games. All these different factors that go into it that help, facilitate the season and the excitement for everybody. You know what I mean? So
Ask Pittsburgh how they feel about that today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Yeah, they're hurting, but they didn't show up. Cleveland did.
They didn't, and Cleveland did.
Yeah.
Cleveland was ready to go. They badmouthed them a little bit, I think, and came back to haunt them a little bit. So.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those kind of things. I mean, you could look at it right now. Go flow right into the Michigan Wolverine basketball.
Well, hang on for a second. You guys have probably all heard this. I don't think Mitch has, but this is really a simple thing to do for the playoff. You take the 5 power conference champions, and I don't care if it's Oregon with a 7-5 record. They won their conference. They win that conference championship game. You're in.
Yeah.
Then you take the next 3 best teams that you want to take, and that gives Notre Dame an opportunity. It does give Cincinnati an opportunity.
Right.
Depending on who the other teams are. If Georgia's a 1-loss team because they lost to Alabama in the championship, they can still get in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then you can seed them. And if it is Oregon with a 7-5 record, they're the 8th seed. Sorry, they get pushed to 8.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that way, every conference gets representation. Find me a sport on the planet that votes on who's going to play in a championship game. Mm-hmm. There's not one. Mm-hmm. There's not one, unless you find some ping pong tournament somewhere.
Cornhole, maybe.
Yeah, maybe in cornhole. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, it's just, I mean, even like you talked about, Tom, I think, and even James said it back in other ones. Yeah, everybody plays for a title. Everyone plays something for a title.
I mean, I mean, you win if you win if you're a champion of one of those Power 5 conferences, you definitely deserve it, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
How do you not? How do you? Yeah, you do.
Yeah. It'd been
So
nice.
there's 5. So that gives you 5, and then I really think you need to go to 8. I mean, you could stop it at 6 and give the top 2 a bye, but the whole idea here is to make it more difficult. I understand Green Bay and Kansas City got a bye this week, but they still got 3 games they have to win to win the championship.
Sure. Yeah.
And I mean, you never know who's going to show up. And Sam, you made a point that the same team that probably would have won it in a 4 seed as a 4-team playoff is probably going to win it. You're probably right, but if you got to play that extra game, who the heck knows?
Right. You never know. You get injuries. You get especially this year, you get whatever could happen. But,
or you the first play of the game, somebody snaps the ball over the head of your quarterback, and the other team gets a touchdown. I mean, it changed the dynamic of that game in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
you throw an interception and you're done. 28-0.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So, mistakes happen, and sometimes it only takes one to try to change that. But if you don't play multiple games, that can't happen. So, and like you said, Sam, it certainly makes it a lot more interesting.
Very true.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you can even use the bowl games as the playing games.
Yeah.
You can still use Cotton Bowl. You can still use the Blue Bonnet Bowl. The Auto Lane Bowl. Whatever, you can play those games. But they're games to play in. So, but. Yeah, I don't know. Down the road, we'll see what happens with that. I know there's some, there's always debate right after the championship game. Everybody wants to make it bigger, stronger, better, But bigger, stronger, better is the Michigan Wolverine basketball team right now, and those guys are on a roll, and they're 11-0, and Wisconsin didn't know what hit them. I think some of the faces of those guys walking around out there, they didn't know what hit them. They were shell shocked by. From being at 20, what was it, 20-something to 20-something, I think 24, 24, 22, 22.
They went on a
something like that, yeah. It was
41-6 run.
Yeah.
41-6.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw it during the game when Wisconsin was down 27, I think, in the middle of the second half. They put up a graphic saying Wisconsin has never trailed by this amount ever.
Ever?
And they went down by 40.
Wow.
It was 67-27 at one point.
Yeah.
With about 12 minutes to go. That was unreal.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. It just seemed like everything was clicking there. For a little bit, I was like, And I think I texted you guys on the text and said, I think we're starting to impose our will. And sure enough, we imposed that will on them. And I think one time they showed the guard walking, and the face on him was frustration. He was just like, man, I can't do anything, and it still wasn't there. It wasn't even halftime yet. I mean, they went on their 14-0 run right before half.
Yeah.
And it came out, we gave up a 3-pointer, I guess, and then we went on another huge run to make it 36-3 run, and then, like Sam said, 41-6.
That is just a staggering number. You don't see that in high school.
No.
In the Big Ten.
Great school.
That was the final score sometimes. But.
Right. Yeah. 41-6. But
I talked to Chris about this, during the game, after the game, and yesterday, and I'll ask the coaches in the room this question: do you see a difference in the style of defense that this team plays under Juwan than you did under Beeline, and what is the difference? So you guys tell me what you think, and then I'll tell you what Chris said.
What do you think, Mitchell?
They're more intense, high motored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Franz Wagner's incredible.
I think it's ball pressure, right? I mean, they put a lot of pressure on the ball, and and
they annoy the living crap out of the other team.
They annoy the living crap
all the way up the floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you bring in Brown, you bring in Johns, and you bring in guys off the bench that are just pains in the butt.
Right. and seem to like to play defense, right? Kind of thrive on it, right? I mean, that's kind of cool. Right? I mean, you guys remember back to last year, right? I mean, it was one of the arguments, well, not arguments, but one of the things that, people say, well, yeah, the offense is great last year, but the defense really wasn't good last year, right? Wasn't as good. Not like this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they looked impressive. It was one of the most impressive games I've seen I watched a lot of Michigan basketball. It's one of the most impressive games I've seen, and I think they're starting to get their respect from the nation. I think the media, and I think they'll be ranked pretty high in the top 5.
Yeah, they should be.
They got to beat Minnesota, I think, still.
Yeah.
But I still think they're pretty solid, and still got to play Iowa, Illinois. Those will be the deciding games too, obviously coming up. But yeah, it's exciting to watch them. I think they're just really fun to watch.
Yeah, Chris's comments were they have Howard Isley, who was a great defender. They have Juwan Howard, who was a great defender.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they have Sadie, who's a great defensive coach.
Sadie Washington. Yeah.
You add those 3 guys together, and he says, and you watch their footwork, and more importantly, watch their hands.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch their hands. He says they never have the wrong foot forward. Their hands are always positioned well. They're on their toes. They're constantly moving. And he said, the epitome of that is Shawnee Brown. He was never a great defender wherever he came from, or where he played, but wherever he came from, not a great defender.
Wake Forest.
This guy's he's absolutely just locked down on people.
Oh yeah.
And you see Livers and Wagner and Brooks even.
God.
Man. Well, it helps if you're 6'9" and guarding guys that are a little smaller than you. But he's poking balls away
his hands are so. You're right. Yeah. I mean,
And that's Chris's take. It's more of a when the NBA plays defense, which that doesn't always happen, but they do when they have to. You get to a playoff game or whatever, and you watch these guys play defense. Man, they are just out, locked down, tough.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening here. And I think what we're learning is the some of the things that Juwan brings to the game, they come right from the NBA. And you guys saw my video clip I forwarded to everybody about of Valeni.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. He'll never be able to do this. He'll never be able to recruit.
Yeah.
He's never coached anywhere. He can't do this.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's always anti-Michigan.
That was pretty funny. So yeah, that was Chris's comments. So.
Yeah, so it'll be exciting watching them move forward here. I know they got some big games coming up. Once the schedule flips here, and they'll start playing Purdue and Iowa and Illinois and Ohio State. They got some challenges. They got to get on the road. It seems like they turn them on there at the Chrysler Center all the time. So
that almost doesn't matter with the no fan thing, but
right, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Certainly less.
Yeah.
I think they'll be fine. I think they're still going to lose 4 or 5 games at least in the Big Ten.
Oh sure.
I mean, and unfortunately, that means their next. What are they 6-0? So they have 14 left, and one of them's the makeup against Purdue. If they do that, was it Purdue or I'm sorry, Penn State? I think
Penn State. It was Penn State. Yeah.
So I still think that they might look really average after the next 14 games.
Yeah.
And by average, saying 9-5, but they're still going to win a lot of games. They will be just fine.
Yeah. They definitely will play well, no doubt about it. Yeah, we got a chance here. I know Mitch hasn't said a whole lot, but
I want to hear this.
Mitch is on here tonight, and wanted to get his take a little bit. He's it's my son, obviously, but we're going to talk a little bit about Mitch here. His golf. You guys have some questions for him, obviously, but 2018 Division 8 state champion in the golf. Huh?
4, buddy.
Division 4.
Not that many teams.
Division 4.
Not that many teams, bud.
Yeah, not that many golf. Not bad. But won the state title there at Trine, or at Everest Collegiate, and then moved on to Trine to play. Played the last 2 years at Trine, and going into his second half of his sophomore year here at Trine. He's got an extra year he's going to get here because of COVID, and he's broken. He had the Catholic League title. He shot 69. 68.
Wow.
Come on, Dad.
I know. It's been a few days, but I'm gonna have him fill it in a little bit. But you guys, feel free to talk with him a little bit here. We can get any questions you got for him. But Mitch, you guys are starting up again this spring here.
Yeah,
February.
March-ish. Yeah, I think it'll be February. I'm gonna pull up the schedule right now. So we have a
Did
lot
you
in
did
a
you guys
short
do
amount
any?
of
Were you guys able to do anything at all in the fall yet, or
this
did you
fall.
guys?
We played. They only allowed the teams that wanted to play were trying us, Calvin, Adrian, and then Olivet. And we just played. We were supposed to play 7 events, but one of the matches got rained out at the Medalist, which was a pretty cool track. So it's kind of that got rained out. But yeah, we couldn't play in that rain. It was
So
brutal.
you got 6 in.
Yeah, 6 in. We won the first one. It was at Bedford Valley in Battle Creek.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shot 2 under 70.
Nice.
Team shot 291. 2 of our freshmen shot 72, 73. One of them's a Michigan boy. He won the D3 state title when I won my D4 state title. So he's pretty good.
Where's he from?
Hanover Horton, Jackson, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
What's that schedule? Come on. And then we kind of got just our butts kicked by Calvin. It was just not like, it was just, wasn't the greatest showing. We have a new coach this season because our old coach retired. He was 82 years old. It was his 50th year. And we had a great team last year. Oh, unreal.
His freshman year's team is really strong.
Beat Hope. We had a really good senior who turned pro. Actually, I went down to West Lafayette about a month ago to see him. And then we lost another senior who was an engineer because, trying big engineering school, just asked Benny. And then two of them actually came back for the 5th year. One's from Mexico. He's a hoot.
Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos. He's something else. And then Todd came back too. So
yeah.
I still think we have plenty of talent in the world. We got 2 great freshmen and myself. And then but just this fall really wasn't meant to be for a couple of us.
So the spring schedule will be what I'll call the normal schedule that you would have played.
So normally our conferences in the fall, we have like 4 jamborees is what they call it. And then we have the conference championship at a course that the team picks. So last year was at Michigan State, and they take all the scores and they combine it, and the top 4 teams go for the AQ, which is a qualifier for the national championship in the springtime. So we would have went into that. Normally it's Trine, Hope, Calvin, and Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
Normally, Hope's been a powerhouse forever, just in all Division III sports. But I've got the schedule here. So we go from March 27th to April 24th. We play 8 events.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's quick. That's every weekend.
That's real quick.
March 27th, April 3rd, April 5th, April 6th, April 10th, the 12th, 13th, and then the 24th.
Wow.
A lot of golf.
They let parents go, Pat. At least you can go.
What's that?
They let parents go.
Yeah.
Unless something changes, you'll at least be able to be there.
Watch them. Hopefully the weather will cooperate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like high school. Come on now. It's like high school golf.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I played pretty well this fall. I had a couple rounds that I kind of choked at the end, but it happens. It's golf. But I averaged a 74.1.
Oh, nice.
Got tied medalist at Trine Sports. Shot even par 71. Tied Sam Holland from Calvin, who he's a good player from CC, Detroit Catholic Central. Was on that team with all the good boys. Ben Smith, who's now at Georgia Tech. James Pyatt, best amateur golfer in Michigan.
Yeah, but James Pyatt, yeah.
Oh, he's amazing.
James Pyatt is like the 113th.
He's 116th ranked amateur in the world.
Amateur in the world. He came from Catholic Central.
He went to the U.S. Amateur at Bandon Dunes this past summer.
Yeah, last fall, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he got second in the stroke play event. Shot.
He was number 2 seed.
He's number 2 seed, just a Michigan boy. He goes out in Bandon Dunes big course, shoots 7 under with 2 eagles. Wow. And he had 9 iron and 7 iron to both par 5s because the course.
Oh my God!
It was the wind and
the windy day.
Yeah, it was a great course out there in California.
Final round.
Beautiful, yeah, it's a beautiful course.
Got knocked out from a kid from Pepperdine, he's one of the best amateurs in the world. He's top like 20 in the world. So got knocked out.
Yeah.
Kid from Georgia Tech won. That's pretty impressive. Back-to-back Georgia Tech golfers winning the past 2 USAMs.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Mitch, when did you start playing golf? How old were you?
You told me I was 2. I don't recall, dude.
Very young.
It was always basketball. But then, like in 7th grade, I'm like,
Basketball,
golf
football,
just took over
baseball.
because I'm not big enough.
So, Mitch, here's a great dad question. At what age did you first beat your dad at
I
golf?
don't know. I kick his
10.
butt every time.
6, 7, 8,
11.
11.
11.
Pat remembers. Pat knows the
maybe.
day.
10 or 11, yeah.
Somewhere around there.
And we used to have to try to play a scramble just to try to beat him.
Oh, that's pretty amazing.
Crazy.
He's getting old. His big buck hooks don't work anymore. He used to play just a power banana slice.
Yeah.
And he switched his feet, and now he just plays a big old rope hook.
All right.
So trying to go middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play any sports with Chris. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'll ski with him now because I can knock him on his ass. And he started skiing, so that's fun. And I can golf with him because I can still kick his ass in golf. But
he just started playing, right?
Else, yeah, I won't even play ping. I refuse to play tennis. I used to play racquetball, and I mean it's brutally unfair. You can't get the ball past or over him. And I won't even play chess with him because he's a phenomenal chess player. He learned it at CC. It was one of the things he did at CC. And when he went to Europe, we used to play online back and forth with each other. So yeah, it happens, Pat. I'm sorry, and that's just the way it's going to be until whenever. So.
Well, we were fortunate enough to be on a golf course, and Mitch would go out with us, and we'd put him down at about 100 yards, 150 yards, depending on the hole, and he'd hit from there in to the green. He didn't want the hole to end, so he'd putt, and miss the putts, and we're like, finally, all right, pick it up. He's been missing on purpose, so we had to move on to the next hole. So then he'd play, and he played. The girls would usually cave after a hole or two and stop at Grandma's. Mitch would finish out the 9 with us.
Yeah.
He loved it. And, Mitch, he'd always be in charge. He'd get up and go and do it in the morning, practice every day, and hit balls. And, he didn't have to be told to go do it. He wanted to do it himself. And everything he's earned so far, he's earned on his own, and he's done a lot of it on his own. He's self-driven, and he does a great job. It's fun to watch him. No doubt.
That's fantastic.
And that's a lot of the kids,
Chris
sure went and did it, and Sam and Benny.
Hey guys, I got to run. See who's calling me? Can you see it, Pat?
No, I can't see.
Tom Williams.
Oh, big Tom.
Got to go talk to Tommy. I got a meeting with him tonight.
All right, buddy.
All right, see you guys.
Thanks, Tommy.
See you, Tom.
Bye.
Be in touch. Yeah.
How you doing?
I can end you here. I think I gotta close yours out, Tom. But yeah, Mitch. I mean, like I say, all the time you went over there and did it on your own, and that kind of stuff. So.
Not too bad.
Did it all on his own, and did things that needed to be done, and that's something that is admirable on his part, and he's still doing it. You still go and do things on your own and try to make the best of it. So.
Yeah.
Real proud of you, no doubt about it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, looking forward to the spring season for you, and you got a lot of things coming up, and hopefully you guys fulfill that team goal, no doubt about it. Get down there.
Get down there to where are we going? We're going to, if we make the nationals, that'll be in West Virginia this year.
West Virginia?
West Virginia.
Really?
Yeah. They change it every year.
Mm-hmm.
But last year it was.
Last year would have been PJ National, the bear track stuff.
Yeah.
That's where Division 2 is, right this year. So
it'd be good to come down and watch you play, since we don't have much, we don't have a lot of other options either. Not that you'd be a last option by any means, but would enjoy getting out and watching you play.
I play all in Michigan besides at Trine. So.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
All of them are down there, right? Oh, in Michigan, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, the same way with Benny when he was playing baseball there. They were all in Michigan except.
Yeah, I know, right?
Made it good, right?
Yeah. So one of our freshmen, he's from Indiana. He doesn't play very much Michigan golf, and it is different than Indiana.
Yeah.
I mean, it's colder.
Yeah.
The courses are tree lined. There's not. I mean, in Indiana, there's courses where you can just hit the ball anywhere you want.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like my kind of place.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Of course, that Trine's pretty. It's different. It's short, but it'll grind your gears. Zoner.
Tom's still on the screen. Is Tom still on your screen?
He's just frozen.
He's frozen though.
I don't know why he's still on, but
back or not. That's just a great picture.
maybe he can turn himself off. But
it'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, you just got. See if I can turn his screen off here. Hang on. But definitely, it's stuff that's. Let's see if I can get him. See if I'll turn his screen off. I don't know if he's still on it or what, but.
That's right.
But yeah, so a lot of things there, as far as the golf season coming up here, you got some exciting stuff going on, and hopefully it can keep progressing and the team plays well for you. And,
hopefully,
you guys got stuff when you get back here. You guys will be firing it back up again.
Yeah, got a couple of weeks, get settled back in, but yeah, I'm excited.
That'll be good.
It'll be very good.
Yeah.
Hopefully, finish
in there.
this time.
How?
I've been going to the dome.
Yeah. Now, what do you guys have to do as far as like testing? Do you guys have to get tested weekly?
I got COVID tested Sunday.
Yeah.
Negative, and that's what they need. So I put it in the portal. It says I'm clear to come. But this fall, we tested all the athletes. So I got there August 7th. School started August 10th, and so they tested all the athletes. It's like 1492, I think. 9 of them came back positive. And there's a couple football players, but they put it in the different categories, all the sports. So like high risk would be football was there, basketball, volleyball, and so they got tested every Tuesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. And then we didn't get like baseball, golf, since it's low risk, we didn't get tested at all.
Oh, okay. That was curious.
A sportswear thing that says you don't have any symptoms today and no fever or anything. So.
Right.
During the fall, how many times? Did they test you weekly while you were playing? It didn't matter.
No, I even got tested
one time. Just that first time. That was it.
First time, that was it.
Before the season started, when you got to school or whatever.
Yep.
They didn't do it weekly every time you guys played. You didn't have to do something.
No. Just fill out the form saying you didn't have any symptoms, right? So yeah.
Yep. Football team.
Kind of what we were doing here until we started back up.
Yeah. It's weird. Different states have different rulings,
Yeah, really different. Like in Michigan, you have to wear a mask, and the Trine boys don't even have to. Like I was at a game before break. It was Trine against Adrian at Trine, and the Adrian boys wore masks. Trine boys didn't.
Really?
But they just had they just had them right here. So
for the basketball team.
Yeah.
Crazy,
but then the girls' team, when they would travel up to Michigan, they would have to wear them.
Oh, they had to wear masks when they traveled up here to play. Yeah, that's stuffy. Well, I don't know. I know Sam's a little disappointed. I know we're all probably a little disappointed at the ruling that came down. The testing, obviously, for the Everest boys here playing in the semifinal game and come back a little positive. I think there's 7 guys you had that came back.
Yeah, we had tough. Yeah.
Tough here. Kind of like to see it play out, no doubt about it.
Yeah, it was a tough day.
You guys
tough
meet
day
with the boys at all?
We didn't do anything in person, obviously. After we just had a little Zoom call, and that was about it. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, you hate to have it end not on the field, but still a lot of positives to
so many positives
to these guys.
Crazy. First regional title.
Yeah, first regional title, first 10-win
10
season.
wins,
So
yeah.
a lot of things to be proud of and be thankful for. And glad we got 10 in. I mean,
yeah, could have been 0.
A lot more than others. And
Yeah.
it would have been like to see what we could have done against these.
What did you think on that? What was you thinking on that Centerville?
Yeah, it was going to be tough, right? These they do what they do, right? They weren't going to change. They run the ball a lot. They try to they got 3 pretty good athletes. Their quarterback, big boy. He was like 6'1", 190. I think a former running back that they kind of turned into a quarterback, and just wanted to get the ball into his hands. They had a couple of wings that they tried to get the ball into there. So basically, get the ball in their best athlete's hands, running the ball, kind of pounding you. So, but we had a scheme and a strategy for what we thought we could be able to do. It's strength against strength. We'd only given up 1 rushing touchdown all year, and we've been really good against the run. So it would have been fun to watch. But
no doubt about it. Because they surprised Sand Creek, right? You guys thought for sure Sand Creek.
Yeah, well, that was a tight game. Right? It was I think no score going into the fourth quarter, and then Centerville was able to punch one in, I think, midway through the fourth quarter, something like that. So.
Yeah.
But no score up until that point.
Yeah, it was 8-0 final, right?
Yeah, like I said, no score going into the fourth, and it was kind of back and forth. Centerville had an intercept, I think, 2 red zone passes from Sand Creek in the first half. So Centerville had pretty good defense. Or they'd only given up, like we only given up 29. We'd only given up 41. So it would have been fun. Right? It would have been interesting to see.
Yeah, it would have been. That's like we sit there and say, I'd love to have seen it. I was really excited about it, and then the word came down yesterday. Chatting, hearing a little bit of potential about it, and then the test came through this morning, right?
Yeah.
So, but heartbreak, no question for the seniors and the team in general. I mean, it's hard. It's the same thing that Mitch kind of went through. I mean, you're thinking about Mitch. Mitch is down in Georgia. He's getting ready to, they're warming up down there last spring to go play and then hopefully go to Florida and play in nationals for that golf. And then all of a sudden they drive back on the bus and
we flew, spent about 10 days so we flew down, flew back, got back like the March 7th or something like that. And then March 10th hit, schools were closing, tons of schools were closing. We were waiting. Then like March 16th, they sent us home for a 2-week period. And then about a week or a couple days in, they just decided to shut us down for the semester, go on Zoom. So we went back on like the 21st, got our stuff, came home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your seniors end up not being able to. The senior got a chance to not play in that. That's it's a hard pill to swallow. So obviously a tough situation, no question about it. Heartbroken on both situations because of COVID factor. Obviously everybody's been dealing with it. I got a friend of mine that worked with Mary, and he's fighting for his life right now. So
yeah, I mean that's the thing, right? We're just you got to do what you do, and we're hopeful that I'm praying that all of our players and coaches are safe and are healthy and get through it.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing, right? We just pray for their health and safety at this point.
Yeah, you got a lot of memories, a lot of great things you guys experienced, man. It's good things and something to look back on. Obviously, you like to have gone all the way, but man, one of those kind of deals. But going into we got the Red Wings starting tonight here. We got the Red Wings opening up the season against Carolina Hurricanes, and they named a new captain. Huh?
Dude, Dylan Larkin, 38th captain of the Red Wings.
Yeah, they finally named this, put the C on it.
Pretty cool.
I kind of figured that Dylan might get it, but I figured he would probably be the one. Then they finally decided to do it, that he'd get the C. He's similar to same skills as Yzerman had. He's got, he's not Yzerman. It's hard comparison to make him say he's Yzerman, but geez,
He's good.
You got, it'll be fun. I'm anxious to watch a little bit of them tonight here and see how they look. There's a lot of changes. The defense looks a lot tougher. Should be kind of exciting. More exciting than the Pistons. Pistons, I think, are 2-8, and wallowing in last place in the whole NBA. I kind of looked at them the other night. I was like, put on for about 5 minutes.
You
Couldn't
can't
take
watch
it anymore.
It's hard to watch. I agree.
I put on a knitting show. Started watching knitting or something. It's driving me crazy, but I don't know. Hopefully the Pistons can get their act together, and the Red Wings obviously gives us something else to watch here, take our minds off some of the things going on around here and stuff like that. But yeah, some fun stuff. We got a chance to cover some things here tonight, and anything else you can think of, Sam?
No, at this point, we're still, we talked a little bit about, baseball's been pretty quiet.
Baseball has been pretty quiet.
I think I talked to my buddy.
They start going down in February, don't they? Go forward?
Yeah, so I think, I've been talking to my buddy out in California about, what his thoughts are, and he's not so sure yet, in terms of what's going to happen with spring training, right? I did see something, saw a blurb where they did talk about some things with the minor league season, I think this year, where they put some things in place there. It sounds like there's going to be reduced number of teams, but there will be some level. I don't, it was just a blurb that kind of came across, and I didn't read the details. But so I think that's promising, right? Because
yeah.
But we'll see what happens with major leagues. I think they're still kind of waiting to decide what they're going to do in terms of spring training.
They can't afford that the minor leaguers sit too much more.
That's what we had talked about.
Taking away the years,
Right.
There's so many years those players and.
Yeah, well, and then you got a new class coming in, new group of guys coming in every year, right? Coming out of school or high school or college or whatever, and no opportunity to play, so it's tough.
Yeah, it'd be backlogged or back. A bunch of guys sitting down there not playing, But
so hopefully we'll be able to figure out what's going on with that here in the next.
Like Fulmer, they got Fulmer back to the Tigers. It looks like he avoided arbitration and
Tigers.
I'm looking forward to AJ Hinch. I think.
I think new coach.
I like it.
What do you think, Mitch? You like Hinch as a hire? AJ Hinch.
Tigers.
Tiger manager.
I don't watch baseball, but
I
just want the Detroit teams to be good now. Like back when you guys were watching. Back in your
back in the heyday.
We did go through some lean years as well.
A little bit of the Red Wings.
The Red Wings were terrible when I was a kid. The Pistons were terrible.
Yeah.
When I grew up, they're like, watch the Pistons. I'd watch them. Dave Bink, Bob here.
Pistons were so.
They struggled.
Lions have always been bad.
Lions have always been. Sounds like Lions got a new GM tonight. They got, I think they just signed a new GM.
So I saw the blurb on the news. I didn't catch. I caught the name. I don't know the background. Do you know, Pat?
I think he's from Colts.
Colts?
No, not the Colts. No, he's from Rams, maybe. Does he come from the Rams?
Yeah, I just didn't. Like I said,
let's see where I just caught it too. I'm same as you, Sam. It just kind of popped up, and I'm like, ESPN was just showing it.
Is that right?
What's that?
Holmes.
Holmes, yes. Last name's Holmes.
Yeah, Brad Holmes.
Where's he from, Mitch? You got any idea where he's from?
I don't know.
There was talk about getting a guy out of the Steelers, but I don't think he's from the Steelers. Rams?
Rams director of college scouting.
Okay.
Oh, he's Rams director of scouting?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need help scouting. That's for damn sure.
We do.
We really
need help evaluating talent.
They can't pick the right person to save their lives. We just have to watch the Trevor Lawrence.
What's that?
Urban Meyer show. We just have to watch the Trevor Lawrence Urban Meyer show unless.
Well, Urban Meyer's not going into he's going to go into a pretty nice setup there. He gets #1 pick. He's going to walk into Trevor Lawrence in his lap. He's got 10 million or 11 draft picks. He's got $100 million on the cap. He's going into a pretty good bankroll, and he's going into a pretty good situation down there, I think. So
we should all be lucky.
The Lions, I don't know. The Lions don't have any bankroll, and they don't have any.
The Lions are
be tough to watch them, but
hey, the other thing we didn't talk about was the Mike Hart hire, right? We're bringing in Mike Hart.
Oh yeah, Mike Hart, baby.
Running backs coach.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, as long as the little brother comments or anything like that. We can't have that anymore. That set us back a little bit.
I mean, obviously they did something good down in Indiana, right? I mean, they're
Yeah, was he there 4
offense
years?
and,
He did 4 years.
he was there for quite a while. I mean, their offense was pretty solid this year, right? They had a couple good minutes. So it's interesting to see what he, because again, I think the running back room's pretty solid right now. Again, right?
Oh my gosh, especially get Donovan Edwards coming in there. You got some guys. Yeah. What do you have? 5 in the high school? Five touchdowns the other day in the high school playoffs.
Oh, he was over
last week. Mm-hmm. That'd be fun to kind of. I like the hire, right? I mean, I think it's.
Yeah, I like that. I heard there was talk about trying to get him, and I didn't think he'd leave Indiana, but like he said, he's always a Michigan guy, so it's good to get those Michigan guys in, And I guess they got the new defensive coordinator. I think they finalized that, right? The kid McDonald from Baltimore. So I think he's the defensive coordinator and start putting staff around him. Might get another Baltimore Raven guy here. I heard kind of hoarding the Ravens, keeping in the family. Take all John Harbaugh's buddies, all his coaches over there or whatever. But it should be exciting.
Good enough for Jim,
I think
right?
Lions don't, like you said, with the Lions, you can only go up. You can only go up on the Lions.
Oh,
but I mean, Mitch is like, well, you guys got the Red Wings didn't start being good until I was like Mitch's age, maybe a little less, maybe 19, 18, 17 years old. That's when the Wings finally started doing some things and won the Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So all the years before that, they were terrible. I mean, they were really bad. And then they got Yzerman, and they started building. That's what I'm hoping Larkin, they can start building off of him.
Same with the Pistons, right? Back in 89, 88, 87, 88, the late 80s.
Yeah.
When they were starting to get good.
They got Isaiah, they got Trapuka, they got Lambeer. They started playing.
Putting some pieces together. Yeah.
And I don't know what the Pistons are doing.
They were pretty bad.
I have no idea what they're doing with that team down there. But he traded for all those guys. What about James Harden? He gets a chance to tell everybody he doesn't want to play for the Rockets and trade him right away. What's that, Mitchell?
Stephen A. Smith said today that Kyrie Irving should retire because he likes to skip games too much.
Yeah. Well, Kyrie's pouting right now or something. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not happy about something. Yeah. Now they just go home and they leave the team, and for whatever reason, family issues, it said, or something. But he says he's happy. He's happy they got him, but I don't know. We'll see if those three can get along. They went right to the top of they went ahead of the Bucks as the favorite to win the NFC or the NBA Eastern Conference. So I don't know if they'll gel. They're not enough balls for the last 6 years scoring champion between Durant and Harden. It's like how many guys are gonna get shots up? As you like to be on that team, I'll just pass it to you and stand here and watch you guys go down and score. Kind of thing, But well, hopefully the Pistons can get their act together here and the Red Wings and Tigers and get something going. That's what the city needs. I think Detroit needs that, and they have some excitement here. Fans right now are itching for something good, and they just don't have it. They just don't have it here, and that's what's tough. We don't have good teams. When there's good teams here in Detroit, things are good. It's like any city. If you got a good team, it's good. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, definitely, Sam. Michigan's new staff and Harbaugh's on board, and Mike Hart, that's a good addition. They asked Charles Woodson. They said, "Hey, Charles, you're going to come? Why don't you get into coaching?" He said, "No." He said, "I'd never wanted to get into that." And everybody's like, "Well, let's bring Charles back. Let's bring Charles back."
Yeah, I saw that.
No, he's not going to come back and coach. He said, "I'm good right where I'm at." He says, "I don't need to coach." He never got into it. He said, "Never wanted to do it." So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it was a good talk tonight, guys. And my sports talk. Mitch, thanks for joining us. Hopefully you come back again. We get maybe an update at the end of spring here, see how your season went. We could bring you on and see how the spring season went for you. Obviously, I don't know, but it'd be good to share with everybody out there and see where you're at.
Always good to see you, Mitch.
Yeah, always good to see Mitch. Good guy. I said, he goes, "Hey, should I wear a hat?" Should I wear a hat? I said, "Yeah, wear a hat."
My hair's not looking the part.
Your hair's not looking good. I told him wear some trying stuff. I said so. McBenny and Trying Thunder. So Angola, Indiana, Trying Thunder, baby.
I could have wore some today too.
Yeah,
Didn't
that's
realize
right.
Mitch was gonna be
Could have
on.
his trying stuff on too.
I could have done that.
Little promo stuff,
Right.
and we could, get a little advertising here for Tryon University
Have to.
on our show, huh?
Have to. Might as well.
Yeah, get the hats and stuff. But
All right,
again,
boys.
Sam, thanks again. Mitchell, be in touch. We'll see you.
Yep.
And MI Sports Talk. Look for us online, YouTube, Facebook, internet. We're out there talking sports every week. Good talking, boys.
All right. We'll see you
Be in
guys.
touch. Thanks again.
Yeah.